Hey YouTube family, how are you guys doing? I am finally back and I'm here for good. Like, I had to take a small break because I had so much stuff going on. I recently opened up, my storefront, and it really took a lot out of me, and I have other stuff that I'm working on. So that kind of distracted me. And one more thing as well, I was recording videos, but my main problem was I couldn't find out how to manage the storage on my phone. So I was recording and I was doing my voiceovers, and then when it's time to save the video, I don't have enough storage. So that's what really discouraged me, because I recorded so much videos for you guys. But guess what? I am back and I'm happy to be back, and I'm here for good. So which other way to kickstart it but with a Valentine's set? And as you guys can see, I already prepped my nails, put the tips on. Now it's time for some application. My first bead I place right where the tip and the natural nail meets, and since we're doing the ombre, my second bead is going to be the nude. And what I do is I gently tap the acrylic back in the cuticle area. I never apply my acrylic too close to the cuticle. I apply it just above the cuticles, and then I do like a tapping motion and push it up in the cuticles. So I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying. And the most important thing is to not overwork the acrylic. Most of the time when you place that acrylic down, it's going to start melting and forming. All you really need to do is give it gentle taps. The minute you start being too aggressive, you're going to start making jabs and holes and all these extra ditches in the acrylic. All you need to do is tap the acrylic, and try not to use the tip of your brush when you're tapping, because that also is going to cause all those little holes, and you're going to be creating more work for yourselves. And then now I'm going in with my clear. Since ombre is a form of encapsulation, I'm going to add some clear. That way when I come in to drill, I'm not going to drill directly in my ombre design. So that's why I am using clear acrylic on top. Especially with long nails, when you're building it, you want to make sure your apex is looking right, because you don't want your client nails to break easily. I always look at my nails from the side when I'm working. That way I could see where acrylic is missing, because sometimes looking at it from, like, when you're up, when you're looking at it down, you can't really see the structure of the nails that well. But if you put the nail off to the side, or you lean on the side and you look at the nail from your side view, you are going to be able to see the structure. And just make sure that the apex is the highest point of the nail, because that's what prevents the nail from breaking. So my second nail, I'm going to again put the first bead right where the tip and the natural nail meet, and this nail is going to be a full white. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this a full white nail. That way we can put some lips on it. It's a cute design, I'm sure you guys already saw, but yes. So what I do also is, whenever I am working my acrylic, my first bead, I try to let that bead take me all the way to the tip of the nail. So when you place your acrylic down, your acrylic should automatically start flowing to the tip of the nail. And then I try to use the belly of the brush to guide the acrylic all the way to the tip. And as you can see, my second bead again, just above, and look at my tapping motion. My motion is like gentle tapping, because I do beginner classes and I see where most beginners are going wrong. They are overworking the acrylic while it's too wet. If the acrylic is too wet, you cannot be working it too much, because you're only going to be removing the product. All you need to do is give it gentle taps and light feathering. If you go too hard, like I said before, you're going to remove the product. And then I'm gonna come in with another bead. This I'm going to use to flush and make sure that my apex is right, and my client is not gonna text me 2-3 days later saying their nails broke. The paper towel that I'm using is Viva paper towel, and make sure when you buy your paper towel it's marked cloth, because not every paper towel gets the acrylic out your brush. So you have to make sure you're working with a paper towel that's actually getting the acrylic out your brush, or else you're going to have to keep buying brush every week, every day, and your brush is very important. The nail tips that I'm using is the XXL coffin tips. Most of these products that I'm using, they're on my website, so I'm going to leave the link in the description. You can go ahead and purchase any product that you see and you like. We sold out on this brush, and for most people that buy this brush, when you get the brush you have to train the brush. You can't just buy the brush and go straight dipping it in the monomer. Look how the tip of my brush is super flat. You have to make sure that the tip of your brush is flat before you start working the brush. So you have to pinch your brush and make sure that the tip is super flat. You cannot work with the brush with the head kind of rounded. It's not gonna work. So make sure the tip of your brush is nice and flat, like how mine is looking in this video. This nude that I'm using is called Come Over. I think it's either Come Over or Over You. I'm not exactly sure which one this is, but it's so nice. As you can see, look how well it blends with her skin. It's like a soft nude. Blends very well. I love doing ombres with this nude. On the pointer finger, I'm going to do a nude nails with a glitter effect. So I'm going to go ahead and place my first bead down. But whenever you're working with any type of glitter or any type of design that you know that you have to encapsulate, you cannot work too thick. So for example, on this nail, I'm going to add glitter on it. I'm going to make sure I'm not adding the nude too thick, because I have to leave space for the glitter and I have to leave space for the clear acrylic. And it all depends on where you know you're about to add your encapsulation. So please make sure that if you're working with any type of glitter or encapsulated design, you're not working too thick, because you need to remember that you don't want to build your nail extra thick just because you need to cover your glitter or your foils. So make sure that you bear in mind that you have to leave space for your glitters or whatever you're going to encapsulate, and you need to leave room for clear as well without having to build the nail too thick. So that's one advice I am going to give to you that goes for encapsulated designs. Making sure you're cleaning up your cuticles and your side walls to avoid lifting, and you don't want to leave any type of acrylic on your client's skin, because then it's going to be very hard for you when you come in to drill. You have to be trying to get rid of all that acrylic. So now we're going to add the glitter, and I'm going to add this glitter right in the center of the nail because I'm going to do a design over that as well. So I'm going to do a glitter encapsulation right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some clear. This glitter is not pre-mixed with any type of clear, it's just the glitter. So I'm going to go ahead and add a small wet bead of clear, and I think I picked up too much of that red, so I'm trying to get rid of some of it because I want to create a certain effect. Then I'm going to come in with this other glitter. Sometimes if you see an effect and you don't have the exact glitters, you can go ahead and get different glitters and mix it in. And you have to be able to come up with different stuff on the spot as how you can achieve a certain look. It doesn't necessarily mean that if your client shows you a glitter look, you don't have to have that exact glitter already pre-mixed. You can grab different glitters that you have and come up with something that's going to be either close to it or just like it. But I always tell my clients I might not have all those glitters exactly, but I have in the same I have some that looks the same and it's going to look similar, it's still going to look cute, and they usually say okay. So now I'm going in with some clear to encapsulate this glitter. That way whenever I am done and I'm drilling, I'm not going to drill all my glitters out. And this is what I mean when I say you can't build a nail too thick, because if I had applied too much nude and now I have to encapsulate all this glitter and I have to build the nail all over again and it's getting too thick, it's going to be a problem because nobody wants thick nails. Now it's time to file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 100 grit hand file, and I'm going to make sure that I'm holding my client hand completely firm. Whenever you are filing, you have to make sure that you're applying pressure. If you're filing and you're not filing with enough pressure, you are not the shape is not going to come out nice and sharp. You want to make sure that you're applying pressure to the nail. And whenever I'm filing the tip of my nail, I go up and down. I used to go side by side, but it doesn't give me that sharp edge that I like. So one more time. And also, whenever I hold my file up against the nail, I can already see the shape. So you want to make sure that your file is connected throughout the nail, from the side walls all the way down to the tip. And when I'm filing, I don't really file down in the sides. Look how I file off to the side. So some people, they make the mistake and they try to go all the way down in the side walls. That's not what I do. I file where the tip, basically where I glue the tip, that's where I stop at the free edge and I go off to the side. Look how my hand file is positioned. So it's off to the side and not all the way down in the side walls. Because if you go all the way down in your side walls, you can weaken the nail. So we're just shaping off to the side, like you can see. And even when I'm filing underneath as well, I'm going off to the side. So you want to make sure that whenever you're filing, you're not using that hand file to create ditches, or you're not using your hand file to remove too much of the product from underneath or on the sides, because it's going to show in the end and it's going to weaken the nails. Whenever I'm done shaping, I always look at my client's nail from this angle, which is the client's view. That way I could see what they are seeing, and if there's anything that I missed, I usually go ahead and fix it. Now it's time to drill, so I'm going to come in with my medium bit, and this is a Pana bit. You can find this on Amazon. These are the bits that I've been using for maybe a year, and I love them. I'm going to leave the link in the description box as well for you guys. Then what I do when I'm drilling, I hold my drill like I am holding a pen. That way I have full grip of the drill. Please don't start drilling until you feel like you have full control over the drill and you're holding that drill nice and tight with a firm grip. And like I said before, holding it like you're holding a pen usually works. And your pinky finger, you have to use your pinky finger to keep you stable. Look at my pinky finger, that never leaves me. Even when I'm going in the side walls or on the opposite side, along the nail, my pinky finger stay resting on something, somewhere. Other than this, you're going to lose control, and sometimes the bit is going to go around and around the nail. I'm sure all of us experienced that before. So that pinky finger got to follow you, baby. That pinky finger needs to follow you everywhere. It's going to keep you stable. And now I'm going around my cuticles and in my side walls because I'm trying to seal my cuticles. That way I do not have lifting. If you apply your acrylic right, the cuticle bead, you got it right. If you do not seal your cuticles, you're going to still have lifting. So basically you're flushing the acrylic. Your acrylic needs to look like it's growing out your nail. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to have like a bump or a ledge around it. The side walls and the cuticle area needs to be flat. Just like how I'm in that video, in that part just now, you see how much I just took off all that bulk. We don't want that. We're trying to make the sides and the cuticles nice and flat. And when I say nice and flat, I'm not telling you to use the drill to remove all the products. No, you're just using the drill to remove the extra lumps and bumps and making sure that it's nice and snug. That way, people that works in water a lot, the water is not going to get soaked underneath. So you need to make sure that you're sealing your cuticles and your side walls, and of course going over the surface of the nails. Sometimes I have people that act beginners, they ask me, oh, my acrylic application is already so smooth. Do I need to drill? Yes, you need to drill. You might not have a lot of drilling to do, but you have to go over the nail and you have to seal your cuticles. I sent my client to wash her hands, and before I started the design, I did apply some base coat. So now I'm going to do a XO on this nail. Like, it's like a cute simple Valentine's look we're going for. And when you're doing any type of nail art, if you want to get smaller lines, use the tip of your brush. And just look how I'm staying on the tip of my brush. I'm sorry, my big head keep getting in the way, but when I'm doing my nail art, I get so distracted and forget that I'm recording. But yeah, so that's what I basically do. I use the tip of my brush. And for most nail art, you have to do the outline part first, and then you shade that in. So that's what I do even when I'm drawing hearts or anything. I do an outline version, and then I basically shade the rest of it in. But yeah, that's how I draw. And like I said before, try to stay on the tip of your brush, and that's going to help a lot. And of course, your pinky finger again is going to be very important in this, because it's going to help keep your brush stable. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some clear acrylic. So my bad, for this nail I added a non-wipe top coat. For this art that I did, it was a non-wipe top coat. All this design right here, I use a non-wipe top coat because I'm going to pour the acrylic on top of it, and if it was the base coat, the acrylic is going to stick to it because it's so tacky. And if it was a top coat, wipe off top coat, it's tacky as well. So my bad, I know I said I put base coat, but that's not base coat, that's a non-wipe top coat. Then I'm gonna go in and draw these lips, and I'm going to do the exact same thing, do my outline, and then I go in and I'm going to refine it. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use red acrylic. I've been using clear acrylic for a while, and sometimes I notice that it's kind of, you know, the red, let's say I use clear on this one, sometimes it don't make the red pops as much as I would like it to. So I said I was going to start using the color acrylic to pour on the design. So for example, this one is red, so I use red acrylic, and I did like it. The only problem that I had with it is the red acrylic kind of stained a little bit, but it was okay. It's not stained. I just needed to use alcohol or acetone just to wipe the nail off, whereas this was like a white nail. But it did came out super cute. I love this design. And thank you guys so much for being patient with me while I was away. And I promise you guys, I'm back for good. Like, your girl is back. And this is my first video so far, so don't judge me too much. If the voiceover wasn't top tier, don't be talking about me. Don't, okay? Because my next video is going to be a banger. I just need to figure out, like, if you guys have any suggestions, if you use your phone to record, how do you monitor your storage? That's what I want to know. So leave some suggestions in the comment section, because that blows me every time that I finish recording and I do my voiceover, I do all the good stuff, then boom, time to save and upload, out of storage. I hate that. And then I'm just like, you know what, never mind, that's it. So let me know how you guys monitor your storage without having to, oh, you know what I said I was going to do? I said I'm going to buy a SD card or something, and that way I could put all my pictures on it or all my videos. But I do try to delete stuff, but I don't know. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a hard drive and upload all my pictures onto it. Once I use the images or the videos, I'm just going to go right ahead and do that. But let me know what you guys are doing in order to have storage on your phone, because it's annoying. Anyway, so that's that for that. So now I'm going to add the red acrylic on it. Then I'm going to let her put her hands in the light. And after, I'm going to dust the excess off. And then, like I said before, I'm going to go in and wipe that off, the red spots off. So for this middle finger, I'm just going to add some rhinestones around the cuticle area. Whenever I'm doing my rhinestones, I try to add enough glue, but I also try not to do too much, because sometimes you don't want that back area to have that bulky look. You still want it to look flat and neat. So I try to make sure I'm not doing too much, even though I want the stones to last. And this is how they came out, guys. Super cute. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're watching this video. Subscribe to my channel, and all products in this video are listed in the description. Bye.